Back again with yet another episode of the Taurus TCP Ammo Quest, wherein I put today's hollow points to the test to find what performs best and what performs most effectively from the Taurus TCP. Today's candidate, Buffalo Bore. Now, a lot of people know Buffalo Bore from their 380 plus P ammo. They make really hot loads that are higher pressure and more powerful than the standard rounds are. I'm going to go ahead and say I don't recommend doing that in a TCP. Plus P is a designation that applies to some rounds. There's a professional standards organization called SAMI, and they have standardized plus P, for example, 45 ACP or 9mm, a couple of other rounds, but not for 380. So there is no standard for 380 plus P. So when you see plus P on 380, what that really means is this is not standardized ammo. We don't know how hot it may be, and Taurus has specifically said in their owner's manual for the TCP, do not use it. So I'm not going to use it, and I'm not going to recommend to you to use it. You can make up your own mind on that of what you feel comfortable with, but what we're testing is that Buffalo Bore actually makes standard pressure 380 ammo. This should comply completely with SAMI specs, and it should be perfectly safe to use in any pistol because it is completely standards compliant. Buffalo Bore also comes in a pretty big box. Look at this thing. I mean, here's an example. These are the PMC Starfires that I tested in another video. This is a box of 20. This box is also 20. So, I don't know. Maybe it's just marketing. Makes you think, hey, I'm getting a lot for my money. You're getting the same. It's 20 rounds, it's 20 rounds. This takes up more space to store. But I guess they do this to save money on themselves because they use this same box for other calibers. Anyway, what we find in the box is what counts. And what we find in there is 90 grain jacketed hollow points being fired from hopefully the most powerful cartridge that we're likely to find in factory standard ammunition. So maybe that extra little bit of oomph that Buffalo Bore puts in there to get it to full standard, maybe that'll be what we need to get these rounds to perform to the standards that I'm looking for, which again are the FBI penetration minimums of 12 inches in calibrated ordnance gelatin. We're going to use the ClearBallistics gel here, which I've previously correlated to be extremely comparable to genuine 10% ordnance gelatin. Certainly should be good enough for our purposes here. We're going to head out to the range and put these Buffalo Bores to the test and see how they perform. The results are in on the Buffalo Bores, and they are really encouraging and kind of discouraging. The extra oomph in the cartridge does seem to have done what we wanted, basically. I got 3 bullets in this block that penetrated pretty decently. The shortest one is 9 3/4 inches. That's the least it did. Next one is over 11 inches, and then we had one go a full 12 inches, which is exactly what we're looking for. I can see through the block. It's fully expanded. That's perfect. But we also had 2 that shot clear through the block, did not expand, and went to 23 and over 25 inches. And that's a problem, because that leaves you liable to overpenetration. And, if the FBI testing, they would rule this bullet ineligible because it exceeded over the 18-inch maximum that they allow. For people who think it's okay to load FMJs, they would get this kind of performance every time. So I would definitely recommend the Buffalo Bores over using FMJs, because in the worst case, you're going to get FMJ performance, but you might get really good, decent, solid penetration. But it's not consistent enough. I don't know that I can trust it. I mean, 40% of the rounds overpenetrated. I didn't think it was fair to average it all together, so I'm presenting it in 2 groups. We have the bullets that did expand, which went to 9 3/4, 11 1/8, and 12 inches. And that group together averaged 10.96 inches. Then we had the 2 bullets that didn't expand. One of them went to 23 3/4, and the other one went to 25 1/8. The expanded Buffalo Bores are a tale of 2 bullets. These that actually expanded are kind of perfect. Exactly what you want, and they almost penetrated far enough. I mean, this one here actually went 12 inches, so that was ideal. And then you got these, which were a failure. They basically acted like full metal jackets, and they went 24 or 25 inches. So if you could count on it always doing this, I think the buffalo bore would be a great choice. I'm just not sold on the consistency of it. But the expanded bullets do look good. It's just the fact that we had 40% of them not expand that gives me concern. Not sure exactly what to do here, whether I move it on to the semifinals or not. I probably will, because, you know, what else am I going to do with the ammo? Close. Really close. If 5 bullets had expanded, I would think this would be fantastic. But the fact that 2 failed to expand leaves me on the fence about it. Anyway, thanks for watching. And we have more episodes of Ammo Quest coming up. And also be sure to check out the blog at shootingthebull.net.